Hey, yo. What are them chapters? What was chapter 1109? Termination? I was like, who getting fired? No, epic. Somebody said the best chapter since Gear 5. And we've had great chapters since then, right? Since Gear 5. But this is a game changer because it changes how you look at the story based on what happens here. Like, it completely alters your perspective. If you don't understand what I mean, I will break it down shortly. However, just had to get that out because that's just how I feel after reading the chapter and having an hour, 2 and a half hour long discussion by myself, and had Par Vision in shortly talking about the chapter. Link below. Another discussion happening at 6 p.m. EST. Link below as well. Now, where do we start? I guess we should start at the cover story. A submerged Onigashima, because this is something as well that enhanced the chapter. We get an official cover story, not a cover art request. This is the start of a cover story 26. Now, this could go a number of ways. One way is just that Oda is showing different reactions to Lelouchia and the currents and how to alter different places in Wano or different places around the world. That's less likely. The thing that's most likely to me is that Momonosuke picked up Onigashima and threw it in the water, because this is actually old Wano. This isn't current Wano. This is old Wano. And so it has to lead somewhere. So here are my two things. This is going to lead to either, well, three things. This is the least interesting thing, them cleaning up Wano and Yamato traveling like Odin throughout Wano. Least interesting, but possible, where Oda shows us her journey because she says she wants to go around Wano just like Odin did. I wouldn't love it considering we just left Wano and we just got so much of those characters, but it's a possibility. Two, Oda is showing us or leading up into what happened to Big Mom and Kaido. We know they perished in Wano, and Oda could be leading up to them returning in a different way. I don't think it's going to turn into a battle or a war on Wano, but just showing us what happened to them. Kaido, Big Mom, Ulti, Page 1, what happened to them? Jack, that would be interesting. Third, which is the scariest option, it's leading to the Blackbeard Pirates pulling up to Wano, where we go through the cover story, and then by the end of it, Blackbeard shows up in Wano, obviously to get Pluton. It's scary, I know, but the cover story has to lead somewhere. And I think one of those three options is certainly possible. Scary, very scary. I don't mind Momonosuke moving Onigashima into the water because it's a relic. It's a relic of the ancient times, and he just wanted to get it out of the way. And Momonosuke, we know he can do that. So this makes the most sense. Now, the chapter. Big brain moves, which, yes, pun intended. With Vegapunk, big brain. Yeah, big brain moves with Vegapunk and Shaka, which is crazy. He's talking to himself. Planning the message. Now, we can't forget Shaka told Dragon that, hey, I might die soon. So some of this death thing seems to be somewhat planned or prepared for, where Vegapunk, Stella saw this coming. However, they planned to relay this message using the Navy comms so that it can be intercepted or it can't be cut off or censored. How we've set this up, you can't cut the message. You can't censor the message. You can just listen to the message, Navy. So the goal is that anyone with a transponder snail receives the message, and the Navy, well, essentially, they can't cut it off. However, they still need time to prepare their visual transponder snail. And so now it's time to set up an interval from the receipt of the message to setting up your transponder visual aid. Initially, it was an interval of 1 hour. I'm like, 1 hour? That's insane. That's a long time considering what's going on. And that's when they went to 10 minutes, where 10 minutes is much more manageable to give people time to prepare for this broadcast. Like, things are super building, bro. Building up crazy. In the midst of this, everyone is getting this transmission. Mary Joa, they hit up Saturn. Not through Denden Mushi, not through comms, telepathically, which brings up the theory of, are they connected through Imu, which I'm thinking more and more, every time we get more information, seems most likely. More likely. So they communicate telepathically. That's what's happening right now. They're like, yo, what's going on? Is Vegapunk dead? Saturn says, while Luffy's palming his head. Yeah. Vegapunk should be dead. Kizaru delivered a killing blow. I saw it myself. And so now the Gorosei are like, damn, did he set up a message that will play upon the death of his main body? Okay. But we have no way of knowing what he will say. This is a problem. We don't know. For the Gorosei, they do not like that. The last part of that conversation seems like they're talking about the broadcast and cutting it off, right? And after that, we see what happens at the end of the chapter, which we will talk about. But again, the broadcast is happening and they're waiting before they start delivering important, pertinent information. During that time, like I said, Oda's doing the thing, going around the world, giving us reactions from a bunch of different people. Some we've seen, some we haven't seen, but giving us nostalgia. Went to Dressrosa, Rebecca, Leo, Kiros. Went to Fusha Village. Of course, he gave us the legend Whoop Slap. Looking for Makino and Baby Shanks, which Funny enough, I don't think it's Baby Shanks. But quarter 7, we see Iceberg, who's like, okay, let's go set it up and prepare. We go to big news. I love going to big news because it's always some insight there, right? Where for big news, he picked up on the clock saying, this got to be pre-recorded, right? Look at the time, look at the clock. I mean, the Buster Call should have reduced the island to flames by now. What's going on, right? So big news, he's on his way to Egghead, 1000%. Vivi, she's like worried about Luffy, like, yo, where's Luffy? So what I think is going to happen is while the message is being sent to everyone, big news is going to pull up to Egghead and then record the reactions of Egghead, and then maybe goes to everyone eventually, but that's going to make the news. What happens on Egghead through big news, obviously. So we're seeing reactions from all the blues. The one I was most interested in to see how he reacted, I don't know why, was Dragon. I want to say, what did Dragon say? Because Dragon was somebody that Vegapunk Shaka said to him, yo, I may die soon. We didn't see the conversation after that, but I'm thinking Dragon is privy to what's going to happen somewhat because that was mentioned, that death was mentioned. I don't know if this was planned, not the message, the death. Did that have to happen? Did you want that to happen? But Dragon, no reaction. The steering east meme is insane because he's steering west at this point. No reaction. Ivankov saying, yo, what's Vegapunk up to now? Has he lost his head? Haha. This is the first time a lot of people are seeing Vegapunk in the flesh, where you're seeing Dr. Vegapunk, and his name, he has enough cachet where because he's Dr. Vegapunk, you're going to listen. This is major news and you can't stop it, we think. After that, we jump to the combat. The combat is insane this chapter. Okay. Luffy's telling Saturn, I can't damage you. What's going on? Saturn and Kizaru both try eye attacks at the same time, using their eyes. I'm like, Kizaru could use nipple lights through his eyes this entire time? I'm like, why weren't you spamming that? That's so cool. Saturn does his eye thing. Seems like Luffy dodged both. And then Luffy says, I'm not letting you two run off until I'm sure my friends have escaped. Then Luffy, guys, it sounds like fan fiction. Luffy turns Kizaru and Saturn into pizza, twirling them like pizza right after. Boom! Booming Dawn symbol. They're flat, they're floaty, you know, Toon Force. Picks them up, twirling them around like pizza. Like pizza! And then he says, since you keep getting better no matter what, I'll toss you for good! He tosses Kizaru into a ship. Saturn, however, comes right back. He's insane. But I think Luffy doesn't understand how Saturn works. So until you do that, you're not going to understand how to beat the Gorosei. So he puts you in a quandary. So Luffy throws them both at the ship. Kizaru goes flying. Saturn, in the midst of it, does a U-turn, like a shift, and comes right back at Luffy. And Luffy's like, huh? What is it going to take to keep you down? He doesn't understand the mechanics of Saturn and how it works. Gorosei stocks. Back up, baby. Saturn can take a punishment. He can take a punishment. Kizaru now, this is a conversation we got to have in a separate video, just talking about this character and the progression, or you can say regression for some people, of this character. I don't think there's been any of that. I think he's maintained, and I think he's become even more interesting because of the confliction, or how conflicted he is within this space. I don't think this is the most difficult job Kizaru's ever had. I think this is the most conflicted he's ever felt, considering somebody said it, I think Par said it, Kizaru and Vegapunk, they essentially had a baby. They raised Sentomaru together, and he spent time with him and Kuma and all those guys. He's had real time with these people, and he's always been a cog in a machine. Well, cog in a machine is not, now is the time to cog, and he can't cog. Oda is drawing him super conflicted every single time. I'm not sure what's going to become of his character. There's so many avenues and ways he could go. It is super interesting, but Kizaru, he's still on the ship laying down, huffing. People are saying he's crying. I don't see crying. I don't see that at all. I just see that someone that's conflicted, that doesn't want to be here. However, this is your job. This is your duty. This is what you signed up for, and this is what it looks like. Everybody has somebody that cares about them, and the world government has never cared. So in this moment, because it's somebody that you care about, I'm sorry, it doesn't happen that way. However, Kizaru did his job. He killed Vegapunk, but the ramifications, it might be pleasant or positive considering what Vegapunk had in place, at least for the death of the stellar body. I still don't think Vegapunk himself is dead, considering how smart he is and how his body operates, how his brain works. He is fine. Even when the Gorosei were talking, they said, yo, the death of his main body. Death of his main body doesn't mean Vegapunk is dead. Vegapunk is very much still alive, in my opinion. But Kizaru, conversation we gotta have about you, bro. We're on break, so I have enough time to write something up because I got thoughts. I got thoughts. Now is not the appropriate time, but I got thoughts about you. I don't think the stock has gone down necessarily for Kizaru because it's such a very interesting moment for him. What comes out of this? What is your decision? That's what we wait for. The last thing is like, well, there's no time, Saturn. We cannot allow Vegapunk to speak freely. We don't know what he's going to say, but we cannot allow that. Saturn then says, okay, I shall perform the summoning. Okay. I want you guys to understand what this looks like, what this means. For a long time, from the introduction of the Gorosei, you knew they were endgame opponents, because they're at the top of the world. Going into Egghead, the expectations were so minuscule. I thought it was going to be a mini arc. Rob Lucci pulls up, something nostalgic. Boom, boom, boom. We beat them and get away. Kizaru pulls up. Okay, Kizaru's an admiral, but it's just one admiral. The vice admirals really, in the grand scheme, doesn't matter how Oda's portrayed them, their bodies. Okay, mini arc. They do something, they get away. Boom. This arc is shaping up to be way more important, way more significant, and just downright one of the best arcs in One Piece. But I do think our expectations managed that. We didn't even know we were coming here. Pulled up. Okay, Egghead, nice. Vegapunk, cool. What? Shanks, Blackbeard, Law, Kid. Huh? And it kept building and building. Ancient robots. Vegapunk, Stella, Satellite. Oh, Blackbeard Pirates here. Katarina Devon, take Saturn appearance and maybe powers. We are in the midst of some of the best moments in One Piece because after Saturn says it, I shall perform the summoning. Black lightning, boom, 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 boom. Or really was like boom, 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 boom. Luffy's like, yo, 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 yo. Saturn has summoned the rest of the Gorosei. Now, we don't see the Gorosei. We just see 4 magic circles. At the end of the chapter, it says the planets are aligning. That could only mean one thing. Saturn summoned the rest of the Gorosei. Now, Luffy's here in Gear 5. Sanji's still carrying Vegapunk. Stella. What the hell? Luffy is by himself against 4 major opponents, 5 opponents that we don't understand yet. This is end game stuff. I know the final saga is here. I know it's going to be amazing, but we're doing this in Egghead? I thought Mary Joie. They pulled up to Egghead. Now, here's the thing. We got to talk about where everyone is because the most important fight now that is catapulted to the top, Zoro versus Lucci, because they're in the Labo phase. They talked about the Labo phase. Hey, we can get past the barrier. I'm not sure if Kizaru is going to somehow help them get past the barrier because this barrier is starting to feel like birdcage. The barrier. Bonnie went through the barrier. She's fine. Just go through the barrier. It's going to be a little stingy. Go through the barrier. I know the barrier is strong. I'm playing. I'm joking. Kidding. Because Luffy went through the barrier twice. Oh my God, I almost died. Sure. Zoro versus Rob Lucci. Something to watch out for. I'll talk about that for sure. Chapter 1111 is coming. I don't know what's going to come from that chapter, but I have some thoughts. Either way, all the Gorosei are here. These are end game villains, we thought. We thought, oh, we're going to fight the Gorosei in the final war. We pull up on Mary Joie. We're trying to break the red line. We have to fight the Gorosei. Now the Gorosei, all of them are in Egghead. Saturn, sure. All of them just pulled up. We don't have the bodies. I said it first. A few chapters ago, hey, the world government feel like they're on the losing side of this. I don't care how many vice admirals are here. I don't care if Kizaru's here. He's not in it. His heart is not in it. They are losing. This changes things. I am sure it changes things for a lot of people because, well, this is different. I'm scared for the Straw Hats. I know we're on break. I'm scared for the Straw Hats because they don't have the bodies, the requisite bodies, I think, to fight someone like this. We know the Giants are there, though. Dorian Brogy, they're on the way with the Giants. So they can help, but they can only hold off. However, we only have to hold off for 9 minutes. 9 more minutes. Protect the broadcast, then get out of there. 9 minutes. And also there is the iron robot. Can Luffy wear the robot like armor? Can the robot give us insight on how to defeat Saturn? There's so many things at play. But now, of course, the Straw Hats are underdogs now. Based on the Gorosei and what Saturn has shown, not necessarily power-wise, durability-wise, you need to know how to do this. So many ways this could go, and I am losing my mind trying to figure out what way it is. Gorosei, in Egghead, all of them. Guys, this feels like we're at a point of no return. We know the Straw Hats get out of there, right? Is the Egghead incident. 5 Gorosei showing up? Yeah, it feels like an incident. This feels incidenty. Oda, masterclass. I can't tell you. I can't explain to you what's gonna come this break week. From this chapter, big things are coming. Big things are coming. I catch y'all next. Wait, quick. Dragon. I said this about Dragon. Shaka talked to Dragon. I do think Dragon knows something. However, people want Dragon to make a move. I don't think that's smart yet. Now, your friend is dying. Friend, I presume. But we don't know what he's going to say, and we don't know how much Dragon knows. So Dragon making a move right now would not seem like him. However, once the news is revealed, like say Dragon knows all the Gorosei on Egghead, that could be a time to move. No. However, I'm saying still be patient with Dragon. Like, I know how much I defend Dragon. It feels like I'm the biggest Dragon fan. I'm not. But logically, it's not time to move yet. Once the information is sorted or it's leaked out, then you make do with that information, whatever you make. Give it time. Give it, I know, 1,109. Give it time. Boy, what a chapter. Peace out. Subscribe. Peace out.